This hair? No. This is for people you don't like. That woman who get on your nerve, put this in she roti. Woo!
I'm a hot one. Soy caliente. Are you a hot one?
Welcome to Hot Ones Caribbean Edition Season 3, bringing you the best of the USVI. I am your hostess, Gabrielle Carrard, and joining me today for the show with the hot questions and the even hotter wings is the 9th Governor of the United States Virgin Islands, the Honourable Albert Bryan Jr. Governor Bryan's academic background in economics and business administration has charted his course to leadership in private enterprise before his entry into public office. His experience as a corporate executive prepared him for his current role as Chief Executive of the Territory, now in his second term. The Democrat and former USVI Commissioner of Labor focuses his work in office heavily on education, healthcare, infrastructure advancement, social improvement, and economic development. And we all know the governor is a fete lover and is always with the people, whether it be in the Crucian Christmas Festival, the St. Thomas Carnival, and the St. John Celebration. Governor Bryan, welcome to the show.
Well, every time I hear that, I'm just so blown away. But that's a good one. Can I have you personally and do this? Every single time.
I'll send you the email. So, Governor, we know that governing the territory is definitely a tall order, but could you handle pepper sauce?
Are you ready for the heat? I actually have my own pepper collection.
Oh.
But I ain't know about the hotness. I like the flavor. And so as we go forward on that, I might be a little bit timid, But I just get back from Trinidad, so are you ready for some pepper?
So you just mentioned your pepper collection. Any of these names look familiar to you?
Well, I love Anji's because it's a nice smooth flavor. Miss Anna's is St. Croix favorite. Alvin, the two side, them hot and hotter. Tempo, of course, we always keeping it, but these three on the end, they're foreigners, They look hot.
Okay, well, that's an extensive pepper collection, and you already seem to be versed, man, so we can make it to the end. I just know that, for sure.
What do you mean the end?
We can make it to the very end, the last pepper sauce.
I'm gonna leave alive, right?
Yeah, you're gonna leave alive, I promise. Okay, so we can go ahead and roll into this first sauce. This sauce is from a company called Pirate Gang. The name of the sauce is Ghost Ship, and they utilize ghost peppers in it. Ghost peppers usually is known as one of the hotter peppers that we have out there. However, I think you'll find, especially because it's here at the end, so it's a nice light vibe. I think you'll find that the flavor really takes over and then the spice hits you after.
Okay.
Okay.
Smell like some vinegary. What you want me to do? Just put a little bit up on it.
So I ain't gonna tell you a little bit, but you definitely can put some sauce on your wing.
Put some sauce on the wings.
Make sure you could get some sauce in every bite.
On the table.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I can roll them a little bit. And then we'll take a bite?
Yeah, we're gonna take a bite together.
Together.
Yeah, we in this together.
Stronger than ever. Okay. I like the flavor. Really good. Hey, it's almost seem like a hints of tamon in there. You just say tambran.
You're close, and I know what you're picking up on. You're picking up on the there's a tang to it, and they have pineapple juice is actually the very first ingredient.
Oh wow!
And so you're picking up on a little tang that the pineapple does bring forward.
Yeah, this is a really good pepper. I use my peppers differently, like more vinegar based on fish and stuff, curry based on chicken and stews and those kind of things. But this is a really good one. It's a nice, good flavorful one for the kids.
Yeah, add this to the collection.
Well, I like this at the beginning too, though, because you could eat it and you ain't burning that much. So right now I'm zero.
we starting off slow, and we building up the heat as we go. So speaking of building up the heat, let's get into the first question. As governor, command over all government business within the territory ultimately lies with you. You've shared publicly that a career in politics was always in your life's plans. while you were walking the hall of Wittenberg University studying economics in the 80s, did you always have aspirations to become the governor of the Virgin Islands?
I had aspiration to graduate. Most people graduate cum laude, magna and summa. I graduate thank you laude. And but even then, I knew I wanted to be governor, you know, because it's about, I think when you raise, I'm a child of the 60s, and it was such a central feeling of camaraderie, you know, that's the era of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you got the Kennedy. So the community essence in the Virgin Islands was high, and you were raised with a sense of duty to the Virgin Islands, and politics was always the mainstay. You know, we don't have any football team here, so politics has been a central part of my family, and I really got involved and interested at a young age because they were always cussing about it. I figured it had to be important.
For sure. You know, just in your answer, it's evident to me that your desires to become governor was more so about service to community versus service to self. Sometimes people see the lucrative aspect of going into the political arena, and even in your answer and kind of the way that you were brought up, it really showcases how the elders in our community really push the notion of community. And I know sometimes we just say the village isn't alive anymore, and that's simply not true.
It is not.
The village is alive and well. It just looks different because society looks different.
I think it's important to understand that too. And as governor, I try to make sure that I give back all the time to young people, because if we create a spirit of giving in the Virgin Islands, in the Caribbean world, it'll be so much easier. Like, so many people helped me along the way, whether it was building my house or making sure that I got the right education, or my mom and dad who sacrificed to send me to school. I mean, my tuition was half my dad's salary, but he made it, right? With 5 of us, all of us went, you know, he paid for all of us to go to college. So a lot of indebtedness to my society, and that's why we have the stuff that we have in the Virgin Islands now, like free tuition for young people, because I want people to have the tools to be able to succeed. You know, and education is the biggest part of that.
For sure. Education is literally the crux of a community. The community can only go as far as the education.
That's absolutely right.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So we ready for Anji's? Anji's is the second sauce.
Yeah, we ready for Anji. We gotta shake you up a little bit to make sure.
I know you're a veteran when it comes to Anji's. So I don't know if you know the backstory, but she created this in 2011. She was still in school at the time, so she was literally a young entrepreneur just starting out. And this particular sauce is interesting to me because she does include hot peppers in it, but I feel like there's a little bit more flavor that we could describe further than the spice, you know, like it have that herby taste to it.
It does.
And so I know.
This is a secret Vincentian recipe. So funny story. The reason why I know her is because as a young entrepreneur, I ran into her selling these one day, and we got into a conversation and stuff, and she was telling me, I was just blown away that this little girl had her own pepper, perfectly packaged and stuff. So, but then the flavor is really good on this. I love this on stews, and hot wings and the like. This is like really good. So I could dab on some of that. Leave that on the board. Would you say that
you're something of like a it sounds like you like to cook to me.
I cook every night. You know, I'm the only governor of the Virgin Islands that actually doesn't have a chef.
Wow.
I remember the first week we were in Government House, we had the lady that does all the housekeeping seasoned all the meat, and my daughter ran it like, no, don't season that, that's daddy job. So we had to, that seasoned meat stayed in the bottom of the fridge. I think it's still there from 2019 to now. So, because, you know, when you're eating, every food have to season different. If you're currying the chicken, if you're barbecuing the chicken, you're stewing. You know, last night I made a nice roast chicken upright. You ever do that? Very moist with a mustard glaze.
I'm looking around for my plate of roast chicken that didn't come today. Yeah, telling me about food you ain't bring.
You know, I run out of things to cook, really, because I always like new ideas, you know, but wings are like an especially, you know, important to me, because everywhere you go, people cook chicken wings better. These taste very good, by the way. You
know who brought in the wings was actually Seaside Deli. And they've been doing the wings for the show, and it's fantastic. The seasoning is it's literally perfect. Yeah, it ain't too high season. No. is literally hangs the balance of what you would want in a wing, and the way that they've seasoned it creates the ability for it to go with any sauce.
That's right.
You know, sometimes you use salt and seasoning and you're like, oh, this could only really work with a barbecue sauce. These wings are seasoned perfectly.
But you know what the good thing about this, you could taste it in these too, and it's seasoned with good fried chicken, a little bit of curry. You could taste it in these there too. Really good.
I agree.
Really
I
good.
agree. And then they also brought in the Johnny cake that I'd have saved for later, because, you know, you just don't know what the future holds.
Okay, so we try Anji.
Yeah. It tastes like the old time pepper.
That's
You know
good
them,
pepper.
them pepper bottles that the elders us make.
The one that you see your mother had for years and years sitting
Yeah.
in there.
Correct.
This is good stuff. I'm glad I ain't eat too much breakfast, and there's a lot of chicken. That was good. I like that.
Right? Okay.
Now we have, I never tried the next one before. I don't know who David be.
You about to learn about David. Don't worry, soon come. So, when you were first elected governor of the USVI in 2019, at the time you were the only black sitting governor across the 50 states and all other US territories. Did this have any special significance to you?
Oh, you know, it's a huge significance to me. You know, ever since I went to the mainland, I came home. I've worked in predominantly white executive kind of places, and as a young Virgin Islander, I made it my duty to kind of be the representative of all black young Virgin Islanders. Imagine sitting at the White House with the president and you're the only black governor in the room. It's such a good feeling when you walk through there. A lot of the people that work in the White House, you know, some actually work there, others do service or whatever, and they just be giving you the nod like, yeah, brother. Because they know, like, you're the only person of color in that entire room. So it's really a badge of honor for me. And then representing the most beautiful place in the United States. I mean, so it is a great honor to be able to be in the room when discussions are being had and say the truth, because a lot of those governors are not in touch with their black community in their state, you know?
It is an invaluable, you know, contribution to just be where you are, and it makes it easier for the next young Virgin Islander, the next young black Virgin Islander, to look forward and be like, you know what? If you could do it, I could do it too.
I could do it too. That's the whole point about it. That's
Yeah.
why I spend a lot of time talking to young people and children, because I want them to let them know, like, I'm from Saman, like Tutu, Hidden Valley. You know, I'm not anything special. I just like you, and you could do this if you want. But being in a community is even more special, right? Well, because I went to school, when I made sure when I went to school, I wanted to go to school that looked like nothing like here. So I went to Ohio. So some of my white friends from Ohio have come down to us too. And it was for them, you know, the look on their face when I take them everywhere. I be like, you with me, you're gonna be all right. But they were like, now I know how you must feel when you come to school in Ohio. It's like so strange, like everybody here is black. I said, yeah, I had to learn about you, you learn about me. But it's all love in it, and you know, people are people, good, bad, whatever color they be, wherever they're from. You got good people, you got bad people. But you know, when you show people love, most of the time you're gonna get love back. So
For sure.
very, very proud to be a Virgin Island and actually be blessed to be able to, you know, be governor of the Virgin Islands. I mean, every morning I'd wake up and pinch myself still and be like, damn, dude, you're the governor.
You pick this? I hear you. So just, you know, a quick little question, because I know you had mentioned Ohio. You used to talk in your accent with your Ohio friends, or you used to have the
I had to
code
speak
switch?
like that. You know, I code switch all the time. No, it would be so funny because we would be in a room or in a dorm room hanging out with everybody, and then like my grandmother would call again on the phone like, "Hey, Granny, what's going on, man?" and the room would get real quiet, and then it'll be like everybody staring at me, and it'd be like when I hang up, they'd be like, "Why don't you talk that way to us?" I was like, "I don't understand me," and they say, "What?
Wait, tell me that again. Wait, do the impression again.
Why don't you talk to us like that?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I don't understand me."
Okay,
You know?
okay. The impersonation is very good.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the US Virgin Islands.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the third sauce that you were just asking about.
Sauce.
This sauce is called David's.
Is it getting hot in here?
It definitely is.
Okay,
You know, I'm
just
feeling the
checking.
heat.
It was just me.
I'm feeling a lot more than the heat. So this sauce is called David's Ben Harris hot sauce. He is a food blogger. He is very, very accomplished in that he has a following of over 1 million people on YouTube, a following of over 100,000 people on Instagram.
Wow. You know what I like I see here? Like, you know, I like to cook. So like different vinegars give your food a different taste. So like some people will use white vinegar for everything. You know, I love my apple cider vinegar, especially if I'm doing a stew meat or something or a steak. And then like a wine, you sometimes use wine vinegars, balsamic, depending on what you're cooking. And I see this as an apple cider vinegar and you can smell it right away. Really good flavor. It don't smell a hot though, you know?
I
coming?
gotta leave you try it. But yeah, the flavor of this one is actually, to me, it's very unique when you look at the grand scheme of hot sauces. But I definitely does be feeling a little kick from David. That's for certain.
It's just this pineapple guava again. It's fruity, you know? Okay, let me check David out. I like that. That flavor.
It's sweet mixed with the savoriness of the wings.
Oh, washed on. Yeah, David is plenty flavor. I like the pineapple. I like the fruitiness of it. Let's see again, and it's not a hot. It's not a hot at all. It tastes really, really good.
It have a little burn on the back end, but it
But
hits you with the flavor first.
But that, I love that when you get a silent burning at the end. But you could tell the pepper them stacking up on me now because my mouth getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Things starting to tingle.
We need to get like a sherbet or something like that to like cool it down. What is this, milk?
I'll add it to the suggestion
What kind of milk
box.
this is?
Just regular milk.
It's not pepper milk.
No. If you notice, it's inside of our Department of Tourism cup.
Absolutely.
Thank God for them, because we wouldn't have had a cup for the milk. And you'd have had to been here washing things down with water alone. Okay, so let's get into our third question. So Governor, during the pandemic, you became the symbol of a hilarious pop culture reference. After calling out some Virgin Islanders' concern about vaccinations against some residents making poor food choices. Sluxing down flooded social media for months. This was a remarkable way of mitigating the stress and fear rippling through our community during this time.
The number one killer in the Virgin Islands is hypertension, heart disease, and diabetes. And people sluxing down macaroni and cheese, stuffing, seasoned rice every single day.
How did you navigate your new appointment in the midst of a pandemic-induced economic crisis?
Boy, you think pepper does make you sweat? COVID
That's how
make
you
you
think
sweat. I, you know, when I like coming into that, I literally sat on my stairs and said, Lord God, what are you doing to your child? Like, why me? 100,000 people lives depend on what decisions you make. But you know what? It was a liberating experience because I'm a math guy. Economics, I always trust the numbers. And I just forgot about winning another election and only concentrating on what was best for the people. And then it became easy. And I tell people, governing in the Virgin Islands is very easy. Getting re-elected, that's the hard part. But what we did is we had a morning meeting every morning at 8:10. We'd be like 20 minutes. Everybody, police, tourism, health department, bite team, everybody, we get them on the phone, and in 20 minutes we hear the numbers for the day, how many people got COVID, how many people in the hospital, and then we make decisions. And you have to be able to make a decision and then wait. Because if you make a decision about, let's say, people not going to the beach, the effects is not going to be tomorrow. You got to wait out a week to see what's going to happen and then make another decision. So there were some places along the way that got me scared, but you know, you end up getting a heart of a lion, and people see me now and they say, you know, nothing bothers you. After that, nothing bothered me. It's like you've been in World War III and somebody take out a pen knife to stab you. It's like, careful, man.
Baptism by fire.
It is was baptism by fire, but it was a very I wouldn't lie to anybody. I have COVID PTSD. I literally, like when I start to talk about that, I get the shakes because it was very scary.
Yeah.
You remember that when you didn't want anybody to come to your house? I remember sitting in Government House. It sits right in Christiansted, downtown. And I had shut down the place for a month. It was just like one drunken dude walking through. Christian said I looked like Donna the Dead. I didn't think he wasn't going to.
Words
I don't know where he was getting the rum from either. But he was well sized of it. We didn't go walk in the middle of the road because there was no cars. Everybody was inside.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our fourth sauce. Miss Anna's. I know you say that you had some Miss Anna's. I don't know if you know the backstory.
Do they still make this? I haven't seen this in a while.
They
I've been
do.
looking for this.
We're going to send you home with one.
Awesome.
So Miss Anna's actually uses curry inside
I
of
was about
her.
to say it's a curry.
But yeah, she uses curry inside of her hot sauce. And I really love the story behind it. I am a history enthusiast. And Miss Anna's, this recipe was created in St. Lucia 110 years ago.
No way. I did
And it
not
was
know that.
perfected here on the island of St. Croix. So you get a little Crujan twang to it.
Yeah, cumin and garlic and all kind of thing. Now, Miss Anna's is beginning up in a little heat. Ain't too hot, but you still got pepper.
I hear your nose running. You're saying
Yeah,
the thing
that's
don't
good.
have a lot of pepper, but your
That's-
nose overhead.
That'll be a good thing. Mm-hmm. Just like I remembered. Good stuff.
Shout out to Via, the company that keeps us connected to our culture, for the rags so I don't mess up my beautiful dress.
Miss Anna's is really good. That curry flavor is really good. I didn't realize it was from St. Lucia.
It gives it a unique taste to it. You know, sometimes the pepper sauces could meld into each other. But Miss Anna's definitely has something special.
I always thought it was a St. Croix pepper. I know it says Virgin Islands on it, but you know, that's the beautiful thing about living here in the Virgin Islands. I tell people we're the most diverse 100,000 people in the world because you could eat St. Lucia food, Yardie food, Bajan food, St. Kitts, you eat brown rice, you can eat Puerto Rican, wherever you want, right here in the Virgin Islands. But this is a old classic to me of the Virgin Islands. I always have a bottle of Miss Anna's pepper, but I thought I haven't seen it in the store in a while.
We got you. We're going to send you home with one today. So in your first term as governor, the territory was brought current on tax refunds to citizens for the first time in 30 years. What are some of the performance indicators you use to assess the efficiency of our government systems?
Well, for me, you know, when I came up in a time when there was a financial crisis. You know, you keep hearing about the government, structural deficit, financial crisis, government broke. So my thing, first of all, was you got to control your cash flow. When we took over, they told us we'd be broke in 3 months, that the government would be completely out of money by the March payroll. And it's been 5 years and we've been going on really good. I am very conservative fiscally. I don't like to spend money. You can ask my teacher and he'll tell you.
I mean, hence why you
spend.
don't have a chef neither. What you said, I was like,
Where's
that's
the money?
I'm like $60,000 get saved in the coffers there.
I went to Brooks Brother one time and I was checking the sale. I shopped the sales and the lady was like, "Where did you find a pair of pants in Brooks Brother for $17?" I said, "Miss, I go find a deal." She says, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm the governor of the Virgin Islands." She said, "Lord, those people must have plenty of money." I said, "Yeah, we don't spend about that, but we have been blessed. We've gotten an incredible amount of money. In COVID alone, we got over $1 billion. You know, it might not seem like that, but we built 2 new wings in the hospital. We were the first place in the United States of America to actually have vaccines for everyone. People were flying jets in here to take vaccines, and it was good because you could see the efficiency of a system running on time. We were able to thousands of tourists. I mean, one lady told me, he said, "Governor, whatever you tell them people we got here in the Virgin Islands, tell them it done. We don't want to see it." I mean, literally, people were begging for off season because there was so many people here. They got to the point where they're complaining. We had a different type of tourists. The one thing about them though, they spent. Then people that drink 8 o'clock in the morning, they're knocking on the bar door, they want it open. Now our tourists is kind of calmed down. We got more like smoother tourists now, but we are grateful for the benefit of that. But being fiscally aware, because the budget runs everything. And luckily, we've been blessed and got a lot of money from the feds. I've been able to put that to good use, giving seniors stipends, being able to help taxi men, help the ferry service. At one time, the ferry service between St. Thomas and St. John was going to shut down. We had to pay to keep that open, and we had the resources to do that. But thank God for America. That's all I say, you know. Even when BVI was in their crisis, we actually set up a vaccination bench at the ferry because we couldn't take vaccines to a foreign place. But if you came on a ferry, we could vaccine you, get back on, you go back to the BVI. So anything we can do to help our neighbors, we did. Puerto Rico stopped accepting people off of ships. We had a guy, he was sick like a dog on a ship. He was in the Virgin Islands for 6 months in the hospital, took care of him, and got him back to the Philippines where he originally from. So being able to get a fiscal management gives you the ability to, you know, dole out the cash when you need it and where you need it.
For sure, for sure. I think that the money is the most important part, you know.
Yeah.
Aside from the intention, you know, money is what drives economy. It's what drives people need to eat.
Yeah.
You know, people need to work. Children need to go to school. Services have to keep running, especially for our most vulnerable.
I see politics in your future.
Oh.
No, but we need good people because, you know, people don't recognize it. You know, a lot of my constituents, or some, say, you know, you always talk about money. But money is looked at by a lot of people as an evil thing, right? Money is freedom to me. It's the ability to make choices. And what I want to do is for my people living in a tourism-driven economic situation. Tourism is great, but it really kind of makes it hard for people living in it because it drives the price of land up, the price of food, the price of entertainment. So I want to arm my people with all the tools they need to make themselves more valuable and make more money.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Keep the Virgin Islands for Virgin Islands.
We gotta be hot ones.
I mean, we already are. We just getting hotter and hotter.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by VIA.
Are you a hot one? Muy caliente.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by My Brother's Workshop, tools that build hope.
And speaking of getting hotter and hotter, we can go on to the next sauce. We have Alvin's. I know you mentioned Alvin's is also in your repertoire of hot sauces. So you know that this is a yellow pepper sauce.
So I know Alvin. I've been trying to get Alvin to come movie thing out of Trinidad and maybe to St. Croix. I just have to be, it's like I anti any island, but I just pro ours.
I heard.
Alvin didn't want to come out of town, boy.
You know, we appreciate loyalty.
Okay. But Alvin got, you know, I noticed he got 2 sauces. This one is the original sauce. You know, I love this sauce a lot. I always keep a jar of this in my fridge. But the other one is a monster. This one here, a little hot, but that one there.
That one have the hitch in the back
Oh
of
my
your throat.
God. This got a little curry in it too. Oh my God.
Does it?
These are Scotch bonnets.
Mustard.
Oh, it tastes
Papaya.
mustard. No curry.
Oh, just like I thought, Miss Anna's. Okay, yeah. No curry is the mustard giving it the color. Okay. So long before being governor, you've always enjoyed a good fit. Appreciation for Carnival has always been a well-known part of your identity as a Virgin Islander. What does Carnival mean to you? And do you have any special personal Carnival moments you'd like to share with us?
So my grandmother was a seamstress. Actually, both my grandmothers were seamstresses. One used to sew for Tau Club and the other one used to sew for all kind of people. So I have pictures of myself at like 2 years old in my little clown suit. So it's a time, first of all, of great excitement around the household. Cloth all over the place. People coming in and out, getting measured. Yeah. And then my mom loved to dance. So from a young kid, we always used to dance together. And you know, it was so funny when I first came to St. Croix. People don't dance in public in St. Croix as much, you know, and they had a speaker outside of me and my mother getting down by the disco, by the record shop, you know. And people watching us like we're crazy. You know, me and her would dance all night, so I really love to dance. Now, you know, Fete different. You got, Virgin Islands has its own distinct beat. I really like that. You know, yeah. I don't like bang-along so much as I like good soca, and I like social commentary, of course. So I like the old calypsonians, but I like the soca. We running still.
I hear you. Okay, so we're gonna move into our 6th sauce. This is a really special sauce. It's our House of Tempo sauce. If you notice, House of Tempo,
Ooh.
H-O-T, hot.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got a little acronym action going on here. It have a really bold flavor, and because you are clearly a hot sauce connoisseur, I'd love to hear what you think about it, the flavoring of it. And because we are in a tempo production, and the school children say that you are a tempo man, we gotta put extra tempo sauce
On
our
my wings. So
Correct.
what I like about this immediately is flavor. Like having coming back from Trinidad, I tried a lot of peppers all over the island where I went. And one thing I noticed about it, I was thinking it would be like really hot. What? But it was really like on barley. It was really flavorful, and just opening this, I could already taste that there's a lot of flavor there. So one of the things I really like is ají dulce. You know what ají dulce is? So that's a little Spanish peppers that you make, like when you're making beans. They have a hot flavor, but they don't have a hot bun. Now, I mash up my chicken when we're gonna see how it's going now. This is good.
She good.
Right.
She tempoing in the back of my throat right now.
It's
I
good.
can feel the beat walking up in the back of my throat.
No, this tempo sauce is really good. I like this heat. This is the strongest sensation I've felt so far. And it's a different kind of burn. It's not like a piercing burn. It's like a glowing burn. And I really like that about the sauce too.
That's a very good description. It's like a slow, like
Yeah.
coals bun.
It don't spike you. You like, you know, something you take like but you could tell that afterburn coming as the pepper accumulates in my mouth. So good sauce. Let me Frederick make this.
He probably dreamt it up. Call the people them in Trinidad and was like, hey, you know,
But it
Put together my
have,
thing.
it definitely have that Trinidad flair and that flavor that I was
For sure.
talking about.
So
Then hot alley now. Okay.
we are.
See the bun coming now.
Yeah, correct. But you can handle it because you don't handle hotter things.
Oh yeah.
So Tempo is homegrown, born right here in the Virgin Islands, and our very own Frederick Morton is from Hill Street, St. Croix. You know how much talent we have here?
Oh my God.
Tempo is about growing and fostering local and regional talent, as well as marketing and promoting our beautiful territory for the entire world to see. In fact, that's what this very production that we're on is all about. What's your view on Tempo's work in this area? And in particular, the government's role in supporting these objectives?
So I was on a campaign trail and I was I can't remember where I was, sitting down in a restaurant, and the DJ was just playing like all local videos for like 2-3 hours, just local video after local video after local video. And I was blown away by the amount of talent we have. And I think that Tempo understands that. They understand like a small place like the Virgin Islands have produced great talent with like hardly any real concentration in making it there. And I have the same philosophy. For my young people, I want them to be exposed to everything. Because you could be the greatest pianist in the world, but if you never get the chance to play a piano, you would never know. So you kind of, when you're young, you got to try out a lot of things. And imagine the Caribbean. The amount of talent, voices, artists in terms of painting and artists in terms of music that we have. But nobody is really developing that talent and looking for people and putting it on a world stage. People love the Caribbean. I mean, from our food and our pepper to our music. People like Bob Marley and Sparrow have been able to go out on the wall and really expose them to the things we have. But a whole channel just for us. And, you know, it's funny when you go to the States, right? Ain't got nobody more Caribbean than them people in the States, you know. I was there, they're like more Caribbean than anybody else.
Hey, that's you wearing a Gucci chain?
You know you're from St. Thomas, right? They
Correct,
got a Gucci link.
correct.
But they live in the States, so they're thirsting for it. And, you know, it just warms my heart to see, like, my friends' kids who are born in the States that don't really have that much connection there because they don't come here that much, but they got a little VA flag plate, or they got it in the car, recognizing that they come from someplace different. Because people, one thing I always tell people, in the Caribbean, right, we free ourselves for them, you know? Nobody ain't free we. And that spirit of fighting and rebellion, if you look at American culture, all them people who went up there to do things, from the Caribbean. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. These people, Farrakhan, they have Caribbean roots. So those are the things that we take for granted. And coming from a place, right, where you're a majority minority creates a different mindset for you growing up like that. Because you don't bow down, you don't second to none. You just, this is your place. That feeling of, that sense of belonging. And when we go anywhere else, we take it with us. So I am really proud of Tempo and showcasing not only music, but politics, sports, just showing who we are as a Caribbean people to the world in a way that is so professional.
Correct.
So it's a blessing to be able to have a channel that'll show them how we live. When people come here, they'll be like, I want to live like how I live. Yeah. You know, everybody that come and say, I want to be laid back in the Caribbean. And when they come here, they want to know where everything moves slow. Yeah. Like, yeah, we are laid back in the Caribbean, you know?
The very thing you fall in love with is you know, what we is.
It is.
We is what we is.
We is what we is.
And now it's time for the Hot Kitchen. Ask a Chef with Chef Julius Jackson.
What's going on? I am Chef Julius Jackson, and this is Ask a Chef. We'll be going through some awesome Virgin Islands cuisine with you guys. All these recipes can be found in my cookbook, My Modern Caribbean Kitchen. You can find the book wherever books are sold, on Amazon, anywhere. So our dish today is called funji. This dish had made it through the African diaspora, from West Africa, through the Caribbean, all the way to the southern parts of America. And I'm very excited to do this dish. I love eating fungi. I didn't like it as a kid, but I like it now. So we're gonna start. It's a very simple, easy dish. We use some okra, fresh okra. I love doing fresh. Anything fresh, organic is the best way to go. You get the most flavor as well as the most nutrients. So we're gonna add this in some boiling water I have here. This water has been lightly salted, okay? So I'm gonna add my okra in there. We're gonna let that boil for about 10 minutes. The okra is gonna get a nice bright green, nice color, as well as the salt is gonna boil and flavor that okra. It's gonna get nice and soft and it's gonna blend well with our cornmeal. So now that our okra is boiling and nice and soft and bright green, you'll see your water kind of start to get jelly almost, right? That's from the okra. That's what you wanna see. Now our cornmeal, some people like to add water in the bowl with the cornmeal. That prevents the lumps, right? But I just gonna pour it right in nice and slow with a whisk and you won't get any lumps. Fungi is best without lumps, right? Don't have lumps. So I'm just gonna strain it in nice and slow. I have about 2.5 cups of fungi here, of cornmeal, 2.5 cups, and I'm just gonna whisk it in nice and slow, just like that. So after I add my cornmeal, I just mix it till it's nice and smooth. It's gonna get nice and thick. Now, to bring some heat into the kitchen, I'm gonna add my MR.TEMPO hot sauce, just a couple dabs, right? Not too hot. But you know, if you can't stand the heat, you gotta grill out the kitchen. But so just a couple dabs. All right, perfect. We're gonna whisk. Now we also add some butter. This is my final ingredient. A few tablespoons of butter. And we whisk that all together. The butter's gonna add a beautiful consistency to the fungi, make it nice and buttery, so it can go down nice and smooth. Now I take my ice cream scoop, just like that. Beautiful, savory, buttery, hot plate of fungi. You can enjoy this with boiled fish, fried fish, oxtail, whatever you want. It's a beautiful addition to any dish. So thank you guys for joining me. Till next time.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Fly the Whale and The Fred.
Okay. So let me roll into this Alvin's again.
Oh, this is a flaming Alvin's there. I went to put it back in the on the shelf when I opened it the first time. It was like, this one is really hot, you know.
Oh yeah, this is the red pepper sauce.
Yeah, this is really hot. And I noticed in some of them is habanero.
Yeah.
And then as we move further, we moving into the Scotch bonnets, you know. You like jerk?
I love jerk.
Oh, Jamaican jerk. I make a
but it
mean
gotta be
jerk
authentic. You know,
No, I
you
got a
gotta
thing.
do the authentic Jamaican jerk. You can't hit me with no jerk sauce from the bottle.
Yeah, I use that. This is good thing.
Oh, jeez.
Grace jerk sauce. Name bun me yet.
Okay.
I got a partner here. He can make a pepper sauce. You know his name? Bun twice. I won't give you the details on that one. But it's on fire. Alvin want too bad. You know, very tasty.
Maybe you're not using enough.
You want me to dip another one and taste it again?
No, don't use it. No. We only. You think we have chicken and stuff? You think we just get chicken waiting in the wings?
I hate counting because they say I look like a 9-piece nowadays. I just about $40 for this here alone. How much did I eat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay.
10 wings, 10 sauces.
We're getting down to the real hot sauce, eh?
So Hot Ones features a recurring segment called Explain That Gram. We went through your social media and we did a very deep dive. And we pulled out a post that we felt required some more context.
Okay.
This particular segment and this phone right here is brought to you by Via, the company that keeps us connected to our culture. If you don't get your Via phone, it's time to go run, skip, hop, and jump to Via. Okay.
I want to see what you pull out today. I'm very careful on social media, you know. These things come back to haunt you.
No, man, I don't think it.
Okay. You know what that is?
No, I saw it and I was like, I've never seen a doohickey like this in my life.
We need to hear the angels sing when you show me the picture like, oh. This is called the green egg. It is the mecca of barbecue pits. So this thing gets up to like 800 degrees. It's all ceramic. That's government house porch. I got it for Christmas. It's like the best thing. I told my kids and stuff, I said, you guys bought me a Yeti cooler and a green egg for Christmas. Essentially, 3 women in the house, I'll buy me a fridge and a stove. I'll get a stove next year for Christmas. So this thing, you could put on a rack of ribs on there in the morning and just you set it with the air, like how much air goes in it. So you set it at like 225 and it will burn that way for the entire. You could cook a pizza in there. If you want a high sear steak, you want to get you up to 600 degrees and you're good to go. Chicken never burns because it's like it cooks like a convection oven and there's a ceramic plate so the fire can't get to it. The juiciest chicken. Am I doing it? I need to get paid for green egg commercial.
We need an affiliate link. Green egg.
Let me hold it down.
Run us our affiliate link. You heard it here from the governor of the Virgin Islands.
To get that green egg down, they don't sell that on the island, so you guys ship it. It is so heavy for that thing to move it, but it is the ultimate barbecue. So anywhere I am, both government houses, I have charcoal, and then I have gas, and then I have this egg thing. So depending on what you feel like, you know, and then I have like a smoker. So if I cook it on gas, I could make it taste like apple or peach or whatever. Yeah, I really like to cook. So it's a nice balance having the different types of grills on there because the steak tastes best on a real charcoal grill. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. Flame broiled, good charcoal, especially that charcoal where you get in a bag on the side of the road. You get a big gray bag, like $20. You make with kasha wood. You know about cold keel, girl? No, man, you from that side. You got know about cold keel and old time.
That's what the Frenchies them to call it.
Yeah.
We can use our terms because we ain't never heard about that yet.
So they actually, we didn't have no what you kind of thing, Kingsford and them kind of thing match. Like they actually get a wood, they dig a pit, and they light it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then bury it, and then out of that come the coal. So that coal will burn really hot though, so you can only use a little bit. But Virgin Islands, I mean, you know, that's our thing now. You know, hickory and apple and cherry and things that come from the States. But I really like our coal and how hot it really to get when you're cooking with it. So yeah, you learn something like cold keel.
But I mean,
they don't do it
just
no
like
more.
I gotta tell the husband to go and get me my green egg so we could get a juicy moisturized chicken.
Tell the holy heart that is eating. Yeah, man, that egg is like, that's one of my prized possessions, you know. That and yet, man, Yeti cooler. You know, you can put ice in a Yeti and it stay there forever.
Correct.
You know? I need to start doing commercials for these people.
You should.
Yeah.
We could use that for hurricane season.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a fridge.
Correct.
It's really a fridge.
So we're about to move into what I call this the dangerous territory here, right? And so I wanted to introduce you to my sister here. This is Matilda Viviana Vaya. And she is here to do what it is we know the Jumbidam is doing, that's protection. Okay. And she's watching over us and giving us the things that we need, the strength to move forward in this challenge. But you've been doing good so far. So you might breeze through this challenge and you might come out to the end as the champion.
Listen, that scorpion pepper is no joke.
It isn't, and that's exactly where we ended up now.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the name of this sauce is habanero, made in Trinidad. It's made with 100% authentic Trinidad scorpion pepper. Scorpion pepper was once the hottest pepper in the world, but it was recently dethroned by the North Carolina Reaper.
So this is the real thing.
This is the real thing.
Okay. Why are you shaking yours?
I'm shaking it because, I don't know.
We get a good part to the end?
Correct, to see if it'll dilute it.
Oh my god. You can see what we're doing here. Okay. Evidence.
Okay.
Bite and blow. That's what I say, right?
Okay. She got a thing to it. So, life in VI politics is very dynamic and sometimes rewarding, but it can also take a significant toll on your personal health and life. If not politics, finance, or business, what would your alternate career be?
Wow. You know, so two other careers I considered. I really love radio. You know, when we were doing the thing, Ollie was like,
This
you
makes
got
sense.
a radio voice.
You sure do.
Got a lot of family in radio too, so I always wanted to do radio, but they don't make no money. I mean, as much as I like doing it, I like to eat. But nowadays, things have changed a lot in terms of syndication, podcasts, and everything else. The other thing was I would really love to cook, but not like cook in a restaurant every day. Like do what do you call those,
catering?
chef dinners and catering? Yeah, because cooking all them thing every day, maybe like 3-4 times a week. You hit me up, I make 2 or 3 dishes and go out to serve. Yeah, that pepper they had, boy.
So I heard for the next Tempo event, you can cater. You can cook for us.
When I use 2027, that's when I come out the office.
Yeah, like the answer ain't no, but it's not now.
Okay, good thing.
Okay, I respect that. Okay.
This is hot.
Oh, sure is. It sure is.
Let me drink some milk behind that.
Thank you to the Department of Tourism for giving us the cups that house the milk that save us.
This milk ain't working though.
You don't think so?
Okay, we must continue.
You get Johnny cake too, so
What
feel
did I
free.
do?
So I feel personally, and it could just be the placebo effect, but I feel like it has soak up the heat in your stomach. It has lightened the blow. Okay, so we have heat stroke. That's our next sauce. And it's appropriately named, I ain't gonna lie. It does pack a punch. I wish I could give you,
Well, how come all these people look like they're brand new? What? I thought you've been doing this for a long time.
We've been doing it, but we wanted to give you the best. So we pull out the, you know.
Lord, where they found there?
We got a nice little gray fan close by.
Hey,
Okay. You ready?
I still recovering from the last one. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Great flavor though. I mean, burning, but the flavor is good. So the other one didn't have as much flavor as this one.
I
Okay,
come
on
and I
top?
run into the Hail Mary in my mind.
No, this has good flavor. I really like. This is the most flavor I've felt in heat in a pepper.
I agree. I feel like sometimes
Bloody hot.
sometimes the pepper sauce is be so hot it has compromised the flavor. for the heat.
Yes. You know what the good news is though?
Tell me.
Only one to go. This is a hot one.
This is the part of the show where my heart starts to race. My belly to be flipping. Cold sweat to kick in.
You know, I got some rules in life, you know, and one of them is like not to eat anything called doomed.
Well, today we're about to break some rules.
Oh, Lord.
So the USVI, Department of Tourism, dedicates its resources to educating and informing locals and visitors about the unique experiences that our territory has to offer. All of our islands have special attributes, many of which are well known. A lot of people, however, don't know that Water Island is considered the fourth Virgin Island. It is also the oldest of the Virgin Islands. For those who've never explored beyond Honeymoon Bay, what do we need to know about Water Island's history?
So one of the things you need to know about Water Island was key during World War I, I think, and World War II, as a place where they had bunkers over there. As a matter of fact, we're restoring a bunker at Water Island. There's an old Water Island fort. It's not too big.
Sagara?
That's what it's called?
I think it's Fort Sagara, yeah.
Yeah, we're restoring the fort and we're doing the road over there. It's gonna be perfect. I remember when I was growing up, 100 years ago. Excuse me. There was a hotel over there. I think it was destroyed in Maryland. But I remember we had our ROTC bar over there on Water Island. There's great things going on there now. We're cleaning up a lot of stuff. And we're about to put this really great resort and marina over there. We've been working on that for about like at least 10 years now. But Water Island is a treasure. And here's another thing people don't know about Water Island, or may not know. It actually has a governor's house over there on Water Island. Yeah, I want to restore it before I leave office. You know, get it fixed up, because it'd be a great place when we have dignitaries visit or congressmen to show them what we do on the island. They stay over there on Water Island. But right now in that bay with that what do you call it, Sargasso Sea? The Sargasso seaweed.
Oh, the Sargasso, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad over there.
Oh, yeah. It's because it's stuck in the bay. So that beautiful aroma wafts upward.
I didn't know that there was a government house over there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. It's a nice property. I've been over there. It's like 2 levels, like 3 bedroom, 2 bath. There's a pool and everything. Yeah, man. Water Island is happening. And we just repaved all the roads. In most of the roads in Water Island.
The residents must be happy.
They are happy, and they have their own volunteer fire brigade over there on Water Island, and there's 2. So it's a very, what's like St. John, very small, tight-knit, self-sufficient community over there.
And now it's time for Did You Know with Gabrielle Carrard.
Did you know that the agriculture industry in St. Croix was once so robust that it was considered the breadbasket of the Caribbean? Even in modern times, St. Croix hosts one of the largest annual agriculture fairs in the region. Because so many of the farmers on the island of St. Croix are a part of families that have been farming for multiple generations, they have an extensive understanding of the weather patterns and the soil that exists in this region of the world, allowing them an intimate connection with the natural rhythms of the land. An excellent example of this is St. Croix's Farmer of the Year, Miss William of William Farms, taught me that when the moon is rising in the sky, so when it's in its waning and full moon stages, that is when it's time to plant herbs that grow above ground. And when the moon is setting in the sky, so when it's in its waxing and new moon phases, that is when you plant below ground. Agriculture in St. Croix is not just an industry, but a deep connection to ancestral wisdom.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by First Bank, Captain Morgan, and the USVI Economic Development Authority.
So you ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So we're on to the last sauce. This one is called Hellfire hot sauce.
It ain't called Doomed. This is worse than Doomed.
Doomed is this is the way that they, this is their logo, actually.
Hot sauce is the only thing where they have a very discouraging label, Doomed.
Yeah, with the skull on it.
Yeah. Drink this.
Correct. So Hellfire has 6 million or over 6 million Scoville units of heat.
How much this one have?
I mean,
just in comparison, 6
I don't know off the top of my head.
Like in a whole bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Not in my thing. I only did about 1 million.
Like if I do a little drop, maybe it'll be like 1 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give it a try.
It was originally made for the Hellboy movie. Father, help me. Let me see how much you put on yours. Okay, let me put a little bit on mine too. Okay. That's about 3 million of the Scovilles. That shit.
You ready?
You waiting for me to
I seen your eyes glossing over.
It's good, man.
What kind of food you put away?
This here? No. This is for people you don't like. That woman who get on your knob, put this in she roti. Woo! My goodness. We going to the beach after this, my son?
Correct.
Wow.
So you're leaving office
When?
when
What are you talking about?
you're
What you talking about,
you're
Wes?
like in the next 3 years.
Don't traumatize me and tell me that.
So eventually, down the road, 100 years from now, you'll be leaving office. And I want to know if there are any people within our community that you see as good contenders to take over the role of governor of the Virgin Islands.
I think my lieutenant governor has 8 years of experience by the time this is done. He's definitely going to be a contender to take over as governor. Oh my God.
Yeah. When you say, oh, this tastes good, I was like, oh, the heat ain't hit yet.
Got milk. Forget the milk. Bring the cow.
Matilda, watch over the governor so the people that know says, Gabby, you would throw the governor down.
But yeah, I think, but you know, there's always dark horses around. I don't know if he will run to be governor of the Virgin Islands. 16 years of this job is a lot. As much as I hate leaving office in 3 years, I'm actually glad that I can't run again because I would. I really love my job, but it's really stressful. And like you said, it does a number on your body and your family. Like, people don't realize they say all kinds of things. I don't really care what people say about me. But my kids and people who love me, you know, they care. And it hurts them. And when it hurts them, it hurts me. And so I really looking forward to getting out of this office and continue to do stuff in the Virgin Islands and in the Caribbean, you know, and then I'm gonna find the guy who made this damn hot sauce and kill him.
Oh man, my lips burning. Okay, Governor Bryan, it was a very insightful conversation we had today. And you are in fact a hot one because you've made it to the very end. So we're very proud of you. You represent the territory nice.
Thank you.
And as a reward, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds of uninterrupted airtime to look into this camera right here and let the people them know what to expect from you going forward.
You know, I tried an experiment during COVID and I started telling people at the end of my speech that I love them after the press conferences, and I've continued to do it. You know, you need to spread love every day. People go always deal with cussing, but if you tell them you love them, they're uncomfortable. So here in the Virgin Islands, my job and everybody else's job is to just spread love. So no matter how hot it gets, love alone. Love alone.
Love alone. Okay. Governor, it was again an amazing time. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been another episode of Hot Ones Caribbean. I am your hostess, Gabrielle Carrard, hailing from the United States Virgin Islands, where the sauce might be hot, but a woman them definitely hotter. See, yeah, advertising for tourism.
Oh yeah, that's a good show. I like that. It sounds hot with a woman.
Tell tourism to give me my props.
Jeez, Lord have mercy. What the hell is that? I think I'll be sweating out. You did a fantastic
You take
job.
it like a champ.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he stood up.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to hit that bell to get notifications for more things Tempo.